Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what is more dangerous than artificial intelligence? Natural stupidity. And today it was in full display in Kerala when unnecessary controversy has been pegged on the state's two biggest superstars, Mammootty and Mohanlal. Very rarely do we have a case where the two biggest pillars of a film industry are also the closest of friends. But that's the case in Kerala, where Mohanlal and Mammootty have ruled the Malayalam film industry for decades, not just through their talent, but also through their friendship and spirit of healthy competition. So, when a health scare made Mohanlal offer prayers for his close friend, Mammootty, at the Sabarimala temple, one would have simply seen it as a gesture of support. Instead, it has now triggered a wave of debates surrounding religious beliefs, personal friendships, and communal harmony. Now, this affectionate gesture by Mohanlal took a contentious turn when a receipt of the offering at Sabarimala went viral, leading to criticism from some quarters about the appropriateness of a Hindu praying for a Muslim. The controversy escalated further, with calls for Mammootty to apologize if he had indeed requested or allowed for the prayers to take place, because according to some self-styled commentators, it is un-Islamic. This forced Mohanlal to clarify that the prayer offering was an expression of his brotherly bond. Listen in.
On the Devasam board, somebody leaked that receipt to the press. It's all very personal. Pray, why should you tell? Oh, I'll pray for you. And then if I pray for you, you must pray. So that's madri, a friend, a brother. So it's nothing wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing wrong, and here is the irony. Sabarimala is a pilgrimage. As part of the pilgrimage, many devotees of Lord Ayyappa pay their respects to Ayyappa's Muslim friend, Vavar, who has a shrine right next to the main temple. For many pilgrims, their journey ends only after a dip in the pond of the St. Andrew's Basilica. So tonight we are asking on the Urban Debate, why should faith dictate friendship? Why is praying for a friend an act of love being seen as a breach of religious norms? And more importantly, has this controversy blown the cover of rising intolerance, religious intolerance in Kerala, to a point that even film icons like Mammootty and Mohanlal are not being spared? Advocate Ahmed Ayaz is a political analyst. He's joining us on the show. We'll also have our other guests joining. A quick introduction of them as well. YG Madhwanti is an actress. She'll be joining us on the broadcast. Mithun Vijay Kumar is a political analyst. And Pavan Sinha is a professor, and he's a spiritual guru as well. Advocate Ahmed Ayaz, you're a political analyst. You're someone who understands Islam well as well. Please help me understand what crime has been committed if a Hindu friend prays for the well-being of a Muslim friend.
Well, as such, there is no problem. But the point is, if an Hindu friend of his own wishes or prays for someone, that's no issue. But as long as Muslim is concerned, he believes only in Allah. He does not believe in idol worshipping. Now that in this case, the person who is sought the help to pray is an idol worshipper. A Muslim cannot ask prayers before to someone who is praying. Who is worshipping idol. Clear? So if he in his own way, of his own praise for others, wishes for others, say, I as a Muslim, I wish for the whole community, non-Muslims, whatever, no issue. But if I'm a Muslim, I cannot ask a non-Muslim to pray. Knowingly, a non-Muslim is worshipping the idol. I cannot ask him to pray for me in your temple or at a place where it's nothing other than Allah. So I believe in Allah. So I can pray only before Allah, none else. Nor I can seek blessing from anyone other than Allah, through someone or directly. If someone wishes it to do, let him do in his own way. But my seeking becomes a issue.
But Advocate Ayaz, I don't understand what the issue is here. Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. I respect your religious beliefs as well. But Advocate Ayaz, I can't seem to make sense of it. I'll tell you why. If I were to seek blessings, if my friend is very ill or if I'm very ill and I was to seek blessings, I would seek blessings from the goddess I pray to. I would even seek blessings from Allah. I would even seek blessings from Guru Nanak and from Christ. क्या problem है? Problem क्या है? I worship Shakti, but if I feel Allah has power, I will pray to Him also for my well-being, all the well-being of my friend. परेशानी क्या है? इतने कट्टरपन की जरूरत क्या है, Advocate Ayaz?
I also made it. I think I made it clear that of his own, if my non-Muslim friend prays for me, without me asking him, there's no issue. But I, as a Muslim, cannot ask him to seek blessing when I know that he is an idol worshipper. Am I clear? Have you understood me? No. I know it that my friend is a idol worshipper. I personally believe in Allah. So I can't ask him. It indirectly means that I believe in worshipping the idol, which is non-Islamic. So that's the problem. If of his own he prays for me, whatever religion belongs, there's no problem. But me asking him to pray, knowingly that he's an idol worshipper, there is a problem. Yes, if he's a Muslim, believing in Allah, praying before Allah, then it's okay. But if he's a non-Muslim, not believing in Allah, and asking me to pray for me, there is a problem. Am I clear?
No, okay. Yes, you are clear. But I'm going to get Mithun Vijay Kumar into the broadcast as well. Mithun Vijay Kumar, but here's the point. Here's the thing. If I'm going to pray for a friend, like Mohanlal was praying for Mammootty, you will not say, hey, you are unwell, so I'm going to Sabarimala and I'm going to pray for you. Do I have your permission? Who does that? Clearly, this is a friend who is worried about his friend's health and is praying for him. Simple act becomes a controversy in Kerala. What does this show us?
I don't know, because till today I have participated in more than 500 debates, both in Kerala and at a national level, and spoken about a lot of socio-political issues. But I never thought I'll see a day when offering a prayer for a friend becomes a national crisis and we debate on it. But unfortunately, that is happening. And I would like to clarify, Mr. Ahmed Ayaz, that, Mohanlal offered the prayers on his own. And even if Mammootty asked him, what is wrong? It's a common thing to ask our friends to pray for us, for our well-being, when they are going to temple or they're going to a mosque. There is nothing wrong in that, is what I believe. And first and foremost, we must be asking, was this an act of religious imposition or a gesture of love? We are, the whole issue is diverted and it is positioned by the fringe elements that, it's some kind of a religious imposition. Mohanlal just offered a prayer. It's his personal conversation with the God he believes in. And the fringe elements in the country have no right to dictate what a man must pray to his deity. Because in our nation, we have religious freedom. And it's very surprising that, such a personal gesture can also become a controversy. So if praying for someone's well-being is now a communal offense, then we are not defending faith is what I feel. We are just weaponizing faith. And all these people who have become, Mohanlal haters suddenly, they're suggesting that humanity should be filtered through a, theological lens before showing empathy and compassion towards a fellow human being. And tomorrow, I may want to offer a Pushpanjali for Mr. Ahmed Ayaz. So is he going to stop me because I'm going to a Shiva temple or maybe I'm going to some temple that he doesn't believe in? So this is all about, unnecessary controversy and this portrayal of the whole religious equation. It's only to create, a religious division between Hindus and Muslims, and that is done by some of the extremists, and we should not promote it. We should not, entertain this thing. That's all I have to say at this point.
Pawan Sinha, would you want to come in here? You're a professor and spiritual guru as well. Many people are also pointing out to the fact that someone like a Katrina Kaif took her mother-in-law to the Mahakumbh and had a dip in the holy Ganga. In this case as well, look at the temple and the pilgrimage we are talking about. It is the Sabarimala pilgrimage, which is not complete without a parikrama of a mosque and a dip in a church pool. Something that represents Kerala's syncretic culture has been turned around and made into this communal fight where there is a certain section of people asking Mammootty to apologize to everyone if he has asked his friend Mohanlal to pray for him.
Thank you, Shreya
Is this the country we want?
The issue is very clear. It is unnecessary created controversy. There are thousands of Hindus who are going to Khanqa or Dargah every day. So nobody objects to them. There are several occasions where when a Muslim person is suffering from certain disease, he prays everywhere. He prays everywhere. So this time his friend, without his consent, gave the slip of his name to Sabarimala to pray for the good health of his friend Mammootty ji. So there is nothing wrong at all in this case. It is not the violation of any kind of religiosity in Muslims. There are so many Muslims who are coming to the temple. There are so many Muslims who join the Bhandara, etc. There are so many Muslims who even donate for Hindu festivals. And there are so many Muslims who say that please take our blessings, blessings for us, and kindly donate this in your temple. So this is the composite culture that India has been seeing since time immemorial. So I don't think that what is the problem here that some people are asking Mammootty ji to apologize. Mammootty ji had said nothing. It is the love, affection of Mohanlal ji, and Mohanlal ji categorically has said it, that it was my desire that I gave the slip of his name. So it is a friend's love which was seen there. So no violation of any religion has been made. So I think this issue should be dropped from cleric side also. And this is very wrong for the composite culture of India.
Advocate
where
Ayaz,
this is off and on. This is every day's affair here in India, that we keep going to
Advocate
Dargah,
Ayaz,
to Gurudwara.
then is it... Okay, I understand. Advocate Ayaz, then is it the clerics who are creating a controversy in Kerala over two of its biggest superstars, the ones who need to apologize? What an unnecessary, absolutely unnecessary controversy. If Mammootty has given permission to Mohanlal to pray, then he should apologize. But if he has not given permission, then there is no need to apologize. ये सब करने की जरूरत क्या है?
No, it's not unnecessarily. There is something to say, to point out, yes, there is something which has gone wrong, or which could be said that a Muslim is supposed to work within the framework of Sharia, a particular area. He can't go beyond that. Now that a Muslim is supposed to pray and accept that his faith is only that he has to pray only to Allah, beyond that nothing. This is very clear for a Muslim. Now that when I know as a Muslim that my friend is non-Muslim and he is an idol worshipper, I cannot, it is equally me worshipping the idol. If I ask someone to pray for me or to seek blessing for me from your temple, from idol, so that means almost it's me worshipping the idol. So that way there is a problem. But I can understand and agree with my friends who said that there are people who go to Khankas also, and there are Muslims who go to temples for a lot many things, as he said, maybe health and some, that also is there. But when you mean to go and debate it, then it is debatable the way we are debating. There are many issues happening, which perhaps are overlooked and people don't go for debates. But when you mean to pick up at a debate, then it is of course debatable. And for me, the way I said, it is for me, for a Muslim. Otherwise, there is no issue. We see lot many people going to what we call it, this Rajasthan, the Ajmer Sharif. We see lot many people going, irrespective of their whether somebody is Sardar, somebody Sardarji, Christian or no, that's there. So likewise, even Muslims also go. They also considering their health issues, as one of my friend was saying, or some other issues, when they say वो कहते हैं कि मरता क्या नहीं करता. एक state होता है कि जब किसी को दिक्कत आती है, then he goes to any extent. Sometimes he goes to temples also. That also is there.
Correct.
But point is, when you mean to debate,
therefore,
yes,
Advocate Ayaz,
otherwise, most of the things go unnoticed. Yes.
Advocate Ayaz, this should have gone unnoticed. In fact, it should have been seen as a brotherly gesture. Advocate Ayaz, here's the point. Yes, I have my faith. You are a Muslim, I am a Hindu. We have our faith, right? But faith is also personal. Faith is also how I choose to practice it. I will not practice my Hinduism the way, say my neighbor will practice it. Right? Similarly for a Muslim. Because faith is also personal. I want to ask you, Advocate Ayaz, how does it make sense when you tell me that a Hindu friend praying to Ayyappa is like Mammootty praying to Ayyappa? I mean, where is the logic in that? That some sort of crime has been committed if a friend has prayed to Ayyappa on behalf of a Muslim. दोनों चीजें, मतलब, how do you make sense of them? How are you joining the two of them?
Yeah, you see, that's what I say, that it is, as I said, that as long as my faith is concerned, I have a particular faith and I am not supposed to go beyond that. So far as me as Muslim is concerned, I have a particular area of, I have a limitation. So far as Sharia is concerned. So I am within that framework. So when I go, the way I ask someone, so far as this incident is concerned, I am crossing my boundaries as Muslim. So then things become different. As a Muslim, I am not supposed to do that. Well, if someone does whatever his name is Mohanlal does it, for me in his own way, it does not matter for me, it's okay. Or I pray for him in my way as Muslim, it does not matter for me, for my friend, seek blessing for him or pray for him, then no issue. But if I seek help from him to say that you pray before what you call it, you knowing that he's an idol worshipper and you pray for me or seek blessing for me, then I'm equally becoming party to it. It's not that, you see, because for me important is what's my inner, what's my niyat we call it. My niyat is that a non-Muslim will seek blessing for me from an idol. So I don't believe in idolism as a Muslim. So there is an issue. Rest, I don't think it is that a major, but it is that way an issue if we go very deeply in it.
Okay, YG Madhumanti, would you want to come in here? I want to ask you, as an actress and someone who has been involved in the film line for a bit, is the controversy being kicked up and blown out of proportion? And honestly, if you ask me, it's completely unnecessary, because there are two of Kerala's biggest superstars involved. आप कुछ कहेंगे, you will make a controversy out of it, your name will be printed in the papers, your photograph will be shown on television channels. There is some cheap popularity to be got from it.
Good evening to you and to all our panelists. You just hit the nail on the head, ma'am. This is absolutely uncalled for, unnecessary, unwarranted. I mean, are you going to tell me that all the crores of devotees who go to Sabarimala, who visit the Vavar mosque, are doing something wrong? As per Hindu faith, we have idol worship, but in Vavar mosque, there is no idol worship. So shall I talk on the reverse psychology that our advocate was talking about all this while, that we are not supposed to go to the Vavar mosque? That's not what we do. The entire group of pilgrims go to Vavar mosque, pray, and then come to Sabarimala. Am I right, ma'am? And in Sabarimala, you hear the song Harivarasanam, which is sung by K.J. Jesudas, who is a Christian, who has given his voice for Mammootty and Mohanlal in so many films. I don't see a more secular place than Sabarimala. So I really don't understand what this debate is all about. And if Mohanlal chose to do this for his friend, now Mammootty didn't come to Ayyappa. Mammootty didn't come to Sabarimala. As per their logic, if they are worried about a Muslim coming to Sabarimala and praying to the idol, Mammootty didn't come. His friend did it on his behalf. I think that's a beautiful gesture of secularism and brotherhood. Why are we dirtying the whole idea and making something so beautiful, so cheap, and bringing it into such a dirty limelight, and so much so that we have to bring it? I'm glad you brought this up on national television, ma'am. I will not say this is a waste of time, because this is important for people to know the way big superstars get tangled into such silly controversies. I mean, I am the niece of a superstar in Tamil Nadu, and I know what happens. You sneeze, it's a controversy. You cough, it's a controversy. And that is what has happened now in Kerala also. A friend has decided to do a puja for his best friend. And that has become a controversy, and now you have a group of people demanding Mammootty to apologize. I mean, that's the most preposterous thing I've heard all of today. Why should he apologize? What has he done wrong? I have gone to mosques to pray when I've had fever. My mother has sent me to the mosques to, they do this, they put something on you, and I don't know what the word is, but we always go when I've had a fever, and it has worked. That doesn't mean that I am not following my Hindu faith. That doesn't mean that I'm insulting Muslim faith, right, ma'am? Isn't that the beauty of this country? Why are we letting that go? That's my only point.
Advocate Ahmed Ayaz, therefore, wasn't a certain degree of broad-mindedness required as far as this particular incident is concerned? I understand the Sharia rules that you're trying to make me understand. You're saying that a Muslim cannot worship an idol. I understand that. वो मुझे समझ आ रहा है. But that though is what is written in the Sharia, no? If nothing stops a Hindu from visiting a mosque or a dargah, and many of us do, what is the problem? What is the problem, I would say, if a Muslim actually goes or has a prayer offered in his name at Sabarimala?
See, it's all true about this brotherhood and secularism, etc., etc. It's all okay. Even Islam preaches that you must live in brotherhood, you must live in peace, you must live in unity. It's Islam preaches about that. But the point is, there are maybe it may not be in Hinduism, but in Muslims there are certain restrictions, as I was mentioning about, that you can, despite all this, it all depends upon the individuals. How do they conduct themselves? It also apart, but it does not mean that okay, they are free to do it. We can't say no. But as long as you are a Muslim, you belong to a particular faith, particularly Muslims, they have some limitation, they have some, what we call it, some framework. Within that, they are allowed to operate. So the issue goes beyond that.
Okay.
Well, it's an issue. If you want to make it an issue, it can be. If you want to go deep and debate it, well, it is. Otherwise, there are, as I say, many issues which are not noticed, which are not noticed and go unnoticed, and it does not become a problem, because ultimately it is an issue pertaining to an individual.
Okay, but the deeper question is, and the deeper debate honestly is, whether religions need to evolve with times, and they need to adapt to times that they live in and operate in. Mithun Vijay Kumar, you were raising your hand. You wanted to say something. My other concern is, who leaked this parcha? Who leaked this chit? Someone did. Now the Sabarimala Temple Board is saying we didn't do it.
Yeah.
It is the person who made the donation
that could be another
whose chit
debate.
has been leaked.
So from where it got leaked, that can be a different debate altogether. But this whole issue, being blown out of proportion is what we should be actually concerned about. And coming to the issue, the example that Madhuvanti ji was giving, Yeshudas' songs being played at Guruvayur and Sabarimala, is one of the best examples of our inclusive secularism model. Now, according to Advocate Ayaz, Sharia governs, the Muslims, and they should act as per Sharia. So tell me something. Mohanlal offers a prayer from his belief system. Is Sharia going to tell a Hindu what he can pray for? Should we take clearance from the religious courts to pray for our friends? This is not about Sharia. This is just a bunch of, insecure gatekeepers who can't digest the idea of a Hindu and Muslim being real friends. Now, the question is Sharia about faith or fear? If it is about fear, then we should actually, re-inspect that ideology altogether. And we are discussing about two legends, Mohanlal and Mammootty, who have shared screen space for decades. Mohanlal didn't go to Sabarimala with an agenda. He went with affection. If such gestures are villainized, we are just feeding into the hands of those fundamentalists who profit from division. And this controversy is just an example that our personal freedom is becoming hostage to, religious gatekeepers. And the best part is the person who started this controversy, O Abdullah, he has already deleted his post because he was not getting the kind of support which he thought he would, get by spreading hatred. So the fact is that, Mohanlal just prayed for his friend out of affection, and if that offends someone, maybe it's not the prayer but the poison inside them that's reacting. And this whole controversy is unnecessary, but it's good at the same time that we are discussing it and we are exposing the hypocrisy or the hatred inside some minds that we have in this country. Shreyaji.
We leave it there for the moment, Mithun Kumar. I don't think I could have said it any better. So I'll just not say anything and wrap the debate with that. Thank you, Mithun Vijay Kumar, for joining us. Pawan Sinha, thank you very much. Advocate Ahmad Ayaz joining us on the broadcast. Thank you very much. And YG Madhubanti, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Ladies and gentlemen,